In this video tip, we're going to talk about Option Explicit. You should always use Option Explicit in all of your modules. The reason is it forces you to declare your variable names and the data types. If you don't use Option Explicit, Microsoft will guess. It guesses the variable name and what the data type is. This can cause problems for a couple of reasons. If you misspell or miscapitalize a variable name, for example, if you use sum1, all lowercase, as a variable and later in your code you use sum1 with a capital S, Microsoft will assume that these are two different variables when you run your code. It probably won't give you the results you are expecting if it runs at all. Most likely the error will not be obvious and you'll have to search for your code without any indicators to help you find it. However, when you use Option Explicit, it will give an error message about the unknown variable and tell you that sum1 with a capital S is not recognized. It will do this before it tries to run the code. The other issue with Microsoft guessing is the data type. If it isn't clear which data type you intended to use, it will use a variant which allocates a large amount of storage and can cause performance issues. I've created this example to highlight the performance issues that can come with using variants. You can get the information about how much storage each data type uses from Microsoft's website. I've listed a few here in this chart for this example. In a macro we will create later, we will consolidate like items. These items have a parent stem and a different allocation numbers of the parent. We will use a variable to hold the last 3 digits of an allocation. In order to perform calculations with this number, it will need to be an integer. In order to reattach the calculation to the end of the parent stem and include the leading zeros, it will need to be transformed to a string. In the macro, we will have 2 variables, the integer and the string. It may seem like using one variable over 2 would be better, but let's look at the storage numbers. The integer is 2 bytes. The string is calculated to be 1 byte per character plus 1. I've estimated it to be about 4 bytes, so the total for both would be about 6 bytes. If we didn't use Option Explicit, and assuming it ran correctly, Microsoft would use a variant data type, which I've estimated to be about 25 bytes, give or take a byte. For a small data set, the difference in performance may not be noticeable. However, there could be significant slowdown when running the macro on larger data sets or in a longer program where this is only one step. So how do we use Option Explicit? First, you need to make sure the required variable declaration box is checked. For that, you will go into Tools and click Options, then check the box for required variable declaration. Next, at the top of every module we create, we will simply type the words Option Explicit. Because these are keywords, they will turn blue or to whatever color you have set for your keywords. And that's it. Once you do this, you're all set and ready to start writing macros.